What's up, everybody? It's your boy Church. And, let's be real for a minute. Some of y'all are out here living in a world of what ifs. What if they don't like me? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? You're not actually living your life at all like that. You're living in your imagination and not the creative, God given kind. I'm talking about fear based fiction you keep writing in your head. The problem is this: imaginary scenarios are blocking real opportunities. You are so caught up in what could go wrong that you never step into what might go right. Let's go to the Bible and talk about the spies in Canaan in Numbers 13 and 14. God told Moses to send spies into the promised land. 12 men went in, only 10 came back out, they were saying that we can't take the land. They're like giants and we are nothing but grasshoppers. Only two, Joshua and Caleb, had the faith to believe in what God promised. Because of fear, the whole nation missed out on entering the promised land for 40 years. 40 years. And why? Because they let imaginary scenarios outweigh God's actual promise. So let's jump over to Peter walking on water, Matthew 14:22 through 33. Peter stepped out in faith and walked on water. But when he started imagining the worst, the waves, the wind, the drowning, what did he do? He sank. But Jesus didn't say, you failed. What Jesus said is, you of little faith, why did you doubt? See, sometimes doubt isn't about what we don't know. It's about what we assume will go wrong. And let's talk about in recovery. In recovery, a lot of people in recovery relapse. Why? Not because they can't stay clean, but because they convince themselves that they can't. I've always been an addict. Nobody really wants me around. Even if I try, I'll mess things up. These are imaginary chains. And just like fear kept Israel out of the promised land, fear can keep you from your purpose. Don't let a lie become your limitation. In the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, around page 60, it says, our liquor was but a symptom, so we had to get down to the causes and the conditions. One of the root causes, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of being vulnerable. How many times have we all been trapped in that, mental block? It keeps us locked up before anything can even happens. All right, let's jump over to the basic text at NA. Somewhere in there it says, we begin to see ourselves more clearly, we lose some of our fear. So when we face the truth, the made-up stories lose their power. So real talk. Let's talk about some real talk. See, the enemy doesn't need to stop you. He just needs to convince you to stop yourself. He doesn't have to lock the door. He just has to make you believe it's locked. But God didn't give you a spirit of fear. No, he didn't. He gave you power, love, and a sound mind. A sound mind. So stop fighting ghosts and start walking in faith. If this message has hit you, it's hit home somewhere, smash that like button, please. Drop a comment telling me and everybody else what fear or what if scenario you've let go of. And please share this with someone who needs to stop living in their head. So let's just think about it. Stay out of your head and stay in your calling. Because guess what? God's got you.